Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Filmmaker interview for the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival. I am your host, Paige Ryans, and a little bit about the Garden State Film Festival. We're officially in March, which means it's countdown. From March 27th through March 30th, you can enjoy over 200 incredible films. These films are truly incredible isn't even just the word, but we also have film-centered events. These films are from 14 different countries. They'll be screened throughout 9 different venues in Asbury Park in Cranford, New Jersey. And today I have joined with me the incredible, I know I said it twice, but incredible team behind their film, Irrational, Julia Witcher, Jake Wachansky, Joey Contreras, and Toby Romero. How is everyone doing today?
Doing well, thanks.
Yeah.
It's so great to have you here to chat about your film. Very excited to just dive right in. So why don't we just start with like introductions? We can go around and you could just note like your role with the film, and then once everyone introduces, we'll dive into like what the film's about.
Cool.
So
Yeah,
everyone
I'm
start.
Jake. I'm the writer, director, and editor of Irrational.
Nice.
I'm Julia, and I play Claudia in the film.
Awesome.
I'm Joey. I wrote the music, the songs of the film.
Awesome.
And I'm Toby, the cinematographer.
Awesome. Look, all the masterminds just in one in one virtual room. So tell us a little bit, Jake, since you're the writer director, tell us a little bit about Irrational.
So it's the story of this high school senior who dreams of being the world champion of memorizing the digits of pi, but she's really, really bad at it. So it's about her weighing that dream with that fact.
Okay. All right. So what kind of inspired this vision of, or like the vision of the project of kind of want to approach this from a pi perspective?
Well, I did in my fifth grade class. I've always remembered that I did like a little pie memorization contest on Pi Day. And everyone sort of treated it, very lightly, but I always had this idea that it would be really funny to like tell a story where people take that really seriously, because I
Mhm.
feel like it's just something people tend to remember doing in math class one time that like then they forget about. So
Yeah.
I thought it could be fun to create a world where that's like a really intense and deep focus and thing to
Mhm.
do. And I also was pulling from my experiences sometimes with like weighing, when does passion and skill, how can they, work together? And sometimes how do you deal with it if, maybe your passion is greater than your skill for something, and sort of coming to terms with that.
Interesting. I like that perspective. And I think it's also just like, it's a helpful memorization of pi. Because I only knew the first 3. So throw it over to Julia, Joey, and Toby. How did you guys kind of get get connected with the film and like your roles with the film and everything like that? Julia, we'll start with, actually, Joey, I saw you kind of move a little bit. So we can start with Joey. Joey, how did you get involved?
Sure, yeah. So Jake, different years, but Jake is an NYU alum. I'm from an NYU alum as well. And so I had heard about his interest in needing a songwriter for this film. And I really liked the concept. I really liked the story. And so we got connected, and it just was a really fun and exciting and project to just sort of embark on. I feel like also kind of a little ambitious, and I enjoyed that ambition, and I enjoyed the vision as well that Jake had. And so yeah, and then again, as he was saying, that story of when do you need to give up, basically, when you have a passion for something, or you enjoy doing something but you're not necessarily quite good at it, and or the world keeps telling you that you're not good at it. At what point do you have to kind of wrestle with that realization? And so I thought that was a really poignant thing to grapple with in a musical film short musical film format.
Absolutely. I think it's definitely a strong message, and I think it was definitely really conveyed very well through the songwriting. So that was a great job. So Julia, I'll throw it to you since you're the singer of the right. How would you kind of get involved with that?
Yeah, I mean, I was also at NYU in the drama program at the time that Jake was starting this out. And he sent an email to me. I think I was just part of a NYU database of actors, and Jake had found me and thought that I might be a good fit for the role. And even just the first scene that we auditioned with, I just felt like this character was very similar to me. I felt like I just kind of got her. And I remember a phrase Jake using when he was casting and explaining Claudia to me was that she's hopelessly optimistic, which is, I just think, such a great oxymoron and something that I think I can sometimes describe myself as in some situations. So I just sort of like got it. And yeah, I auditioned, and I was really interested in the fact that it was a musical, coming from a musical theater background myself. And I had known a little bit of Joey's work prior to this. So when I saw that he was writing the music, I was like, oh my gosh, this is such an amazing opportunity to work with such an amazing songwriter, musician, in the industry as well. So everything about it just fell into place in a really awesome way. And I felt very blessed to have the opportunity. So yeah.
Absolutely. That's awesome. That's truly awesome. And you have a great voice, by the way. I just have to put that out there. And last but not least, Toby, how are you?
Yeah, I think Jake initially we're in the same class at NYU, so similar kind of NYU connection to most of the cast and crew. But we were friends since freshman year, and then this was his senior thesis. So this was kind of like 4 years after we had kind of known each other, and we had similar classes together. We were in similar friend groups and things, and I knew that he was a very talented director, and I was a cinematographer, so it kind of naturally kind of came up, and then we had a few discussions about it, and then I initially pitched for it with a pitch deck, and we talked a little bit about kind of like the visual style and that sort of thing, and as a cinematographer, how I could help assist and champion his story. And then I think he liked what I said. We're here.
That's awesome. He got you a part of the team. So awesome. That's awesome. Well, so for each of you guys can kind of answer this. But what was the filming process like for you? Because I know everyone kind of had their own like, what's the word I'm looking for? Their own like part in this. So what was kind of like the filmmaking process like for you? You can start anywhere with anyone.
Well, I mean, when it comes to the music, unfortunately, we weren't using the live Wicked format of doing the music part of the film, but doing these numbers and incorporating the music is such a huge part of the process and kind of the pre-pro of the process as well. So we did a lot of everyone actually recorded in this home studio of mine right here, and it was a great opportunity to really feel like the interesting thing about pre-recording music and vocals before you actually film is that and it happens a lot in theater, stage theater as well. Oftentimes cast albums will be recorded before they really have like the show in their bones. And that can sometimes be sort of like an unfortunate situation. But what was interesting in this situation, we were recording vocals and recording performances before they were really kind of diving in to the full acting or even shot in anything. So it was an opportunity to immediately start talking about character development and thinking about how some of those beats want to land. And so it kickstarted that acting conversation as well, pretty immediately. But yeah, we pre-recorded all this stuff, and then they can tell you about how they were filming it and integrating it.
Sure. Yeah, Jake, why don't we throw it over to you? Because I know you were.
So it was a very long, we had a 7-day shoot, which was, I think, the longest in my class. So it was definitely, could be a bit tiring, a bit exhausting. These were long days and they were very physical. But I think, at least for me, what definitely kept like my energy up all the time was like seeing the work that everyone was doing, and like Toby and Julia both like seeing, I remember on one of the days there's a scene early on in the film with like a shot, like a sort of a oneer in a kitchen towards a window. And I remember like that was like towards the end of the day. We were falling a little behind schedule, so I was like feeling a little tired. But then just seeing what Toby and our gaffer Jackson put together for that shot, like I was like so energized by just seeing their work, and it was like so much better than I even imagined. And that definitely like just I felt like there kept being moments like that, or like moments seeing Julia's performance that also just like would be like a shot of energy that would just like keep me going. And also I think the whole crew would agree with this, that hearing Joey's music constantly when we were shooting like brought everyone together. We were all singing the songs constantly, and it just made it really, really fun.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's a good way to just keep that energy up, especially during long shoot days, I can imagine. Julia, what about you? Kind of, how was that process for you? I mean, having to learn songs, having to learn pie.
Listen, learning pie has been like such. I can like put it on my resume that I know like 84 digits of pie. And like because of Joey's amazing talent with music, it's just like on a loop in my head, and was on a loop in my head while we were shooting. So yeah, it was more fun for me than like difficult or anything. It like to this day, I think that's the most fun I've ever had on a set. I thought the crew just worked so well together. Everybody was putting their all on that set, including myself, including all the other actors. And I mean, I haven't seen the final cut of the film yet, but I really hope that shows, and I'm sure that it will. Yeah, we worked really hard, and it was just really fun. I had a great time.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think even just through like the song, so just even just an ode to you, Joey, is like it's a great song that like it's a good memorization thing. And I think that back in like what is it, algebra or something, I think that would have helped me memorize that even more. So and, and how about you, Toby?
Yeah, I mean, this was a really special project for me because Jake basically had the entire edit already in his head while the script was being written. So we like Jake to help me, but like 70 something shots or something a day, maybe, but it was very rigorous, and a lot of these moves were 2 to 3 second moves, and it was really intricate choreography with the camera, cast members. So it required me to basically memorize all the songs as well, which was great because Joey's music is amazing. And I had so much fun. Like I remember New York just like with my AirPods walking down the street, like singing along as I was like walking class to class. Yeah, I mean, it was just such a fantastic experience because I'm not musically gifted whatsoever, but I kind of got to be let into that world, collaborate, where we camera at what point in the song, and when I had to pull back or push in or dolly left, dolly right, arc, or whatever the camera movement be. It was all kind of great because it created this kind of rhythm of choreography that, like, I'm not a dancer, but I kind of had to learn to dance in order to get the camera in the right position.
Absolutely, absolutely. It takes a lot of skill and a lot of detail and a lot of precision, but it all came together really nicely. And I feel like you guys are such a great and like collaborative team that it really just, I always say it's like a recipe, and you just put it all together. It makes this really great film pie. I always say film pie, but what are you like? Are you working on anything that anything that we can look forward to supporting you on, like in your next project, anything like that? Oh, sorry, I should start with Jake. Go ahead.
Yeah, for me, I'm writing a couple features, one of which is another musical. So I hope to bring that to the screen at some point, hopefully in the nearish future.
Awesome. Good for you. Good for you. We're happy to support you. Julia, how about anything that as much as you can say, anything that you're working on or you hope to kind of work on next?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always looking for exciting new projects, but I just finished a feature film with another NYU grad. He was a few years before me. It was his debut feature film, so I played a lead role in that. That's currently in post-production. It's called Hamilton House. Be on the lookout.
Ooh, Hamilton.
Director Jordan Rowe. Yeah.
Fun. Shout out to Jordan. That's awesome. And how about Toby, Joey? How about you guys? Anything that you're working on next?
Yeah, for sure. I'm doing I just finished a feature that will be at Phoenix Film Festival. So it was like really I have two other features that will be coming out probably end of early next year. One of them was like a pretty awesome move, like a pretty big deal.
Nice.
Really, and then yeah, I do a bunch of short film stuff where I'm play or collaborators, a lot of music, a lot of.
Awesome. We'll be on the lookout. It's the end of this year, beginning of next year. We'll be on the lookout.
Yeah, and then the latter film is on Instagram. Is the feature that Jake's actually close friends with him. Like that at Phoenix, or then it'll probably be in a wider release Q3 of this year.
Awesome. Well, listen, we'll be on the lookout. We'll be supporting it. And Joey, how about you? Last but not least.
Yeah, I am currently working on a handful of musicals and like 5 or 6 shows that are currently in development right now. So keeping busy, jumping into lots of different musical worlds, and but one of them is called In Pieces, and it's it's got like a pretty awesome following online, and we're doing a couple sold out shows over at Joe's Pub next month, and fingers crossed that there will be some more exciting news soon.
Yay! That's so awesome. That's so exciting. Listen, we're just so excited to just support all of you all individually, and then of course your film all together in the future, and for the film festival. So will you be joining us at the film festival in person this year? Will you all be joining us?
I'll be there.
Alrighty. Oh, yeah.
I need to buy my ticket, but I should be there as well.
Okay. And Joey, Toby, how are you?
I'll try.
Okay, listen, that's all that matters.
I unfortunately will be on tour in Europe, so I can't be there, but I will be there in spirit.
In spirit.
There.
Absolutely. Listen, we'll be supporting you nonetheless. And again, you can see Irrational on Sunday, March 30th, block number 15 between 2:30 and 5:00 p.m. at the Asbury Hall. And once again, you can check out the 23rd Annual Garden State Film Festival, March 27th through March 30th. You can get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. And thank you all for being here today and just indulging in this conversation and just sharing. Like I said, we're so happy to support your film and support you in your next project. So thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So we'll see some of you at the festival, and we'll be supporting in spirit if you aren't able to make it. So alrighty. Take care, okay?
Bye.
Thank you.
You too.
Thank you.